A few days ago, I had done a monologue where I had talked about the costs involved in illegally entering the United States/Canada. And I had mentioned a number of between $50,000 to $100,000. Now we are hearing from India that people had paid up to 1.2 crores to enter United States illegally. I mean, they are saying that they came to Nicaragua. Come on now, Nicaragua is just a midpoint or something like that, halfway place. From there, everybody intended to trek into the United States/Canada. Why is it that it is so important to be here? I mean, if you're going to have 1.2 crores, why not just put it in India stock markets? They are giving you 8 to 10% now. That means 1.2 crores will give you close to 12 lakhs per year, 1 lakh a month. And this is something that is coming your way whether you work or not. 1 lakh a month is a lot of money. Why are people, braving a lot of odds and risks? There is no guarantee that you will not be caught while you are crossing into the United States or into Canada illegally. It is very dangerous. Many of the times, the people who are bringing you in illegally, they are trying to find some, places where the natural elements are extremely harsh, very, very hot during daytime, very, very cold during night times. And you want to brave all that? And what is it that we see all the time with people crossing over with just a light backpack, one pair of jeans, one pair of shoes, couple of upper level clothing? What is going on? If they are planning to come and live in the United States permanently, surely they must be carrying more baggage? Or is the baggage coming with somebody else? And then these two link up once they are inside US? That means that if the network is well entrenched. And all this is just in the last 2 years since the Biden administration took office. Who needed this to happen? I think I know the answer. I think you know the answer. But how long is this joke going to continue? It's a cruel joke on the people of the United States, on the people of Canada. Many of us, we live because we came to this country because the rule of the law was proper. Justice got done reasonable amount of time. I won't say it is swift, but it is happening in a reasonable amount of time. And now what we see is this kind of unmitigated illegal immigration. Where is it going to stop? What is the skill set that you are evaluating them for? People say that, well, unless a judge approves it, they can't be staying in the United States. How are you going to catch them? The date for a hearing, I'm hearing now is like 4 to 8 years. You're going to be able to contact them then? Who's checking anything? They're not having any passports. They're just coming in. No questions asked. They don't have any papers. If you ask them too much, they may learn a word or two and say asylum or some word of that nature, which is going to force the country where they have entered illegally to process them. So this has become a joke. 1.15 million in, about 2.3 turned away. Where are they getting turned away? They are being turned away at the border. They go back into Mexico. Then they try again and again and again and again. So this is a revolving door policy. People should be getting tired of it. And I'm also seeing some places where the wired fence is being cut to enable them to come in. And the Rio Grande is a very shallow river. You can wade across it in many places. So this thing has gone for far too long. And I think unless the United States acts to stop it, these kinds of attempts by people coming from way across, from India, from any other country. I mean, this is just an example here. Some articles came saying that about 100,000 illegals from India are coming in every year. I find that number a little high because 1.2 crores, rustling up that kind of money is not going to be easy. And then at that point, you are already a middle class person and life is tough here. You are illegal. You can't get jobs unless somebody is willing to employ you on the sly. And that person himself could get into trouble because laws are so strict. Then what are you going to do if your employer along with you is caught? This is just not tenable, guys. It is not a long-term solution. Something is going to break anytime soon. During the 4 years of Trump administration, hardly anyone came in. It wasn't as if there were bigger walls or taller walls. It was just strict enforcement. And now we are seeing that people are being allowed in. So this is actually a revenge move on part of Biden administration. Why? Because Trump passed a law which forced people to separate from their families. If your children were born in the United States, they became US citizens. But if you came in illegally and then you were deported, your children had to be left behind. During the Obama administration, the children and the illegal parents were allowed here, and then they came up with the concept of sanctuary cities. New York, San Francisco, Chicago, many of the democratic big cities became sanctuary cities. What was a sanctuary city? You could not be deported even if you are caught in these cities. The city laws allowed you to stay there. Now, what has happened because of that? Crime has shot through the roof. In New York City, even the mayor has thrown up his hand saying that I cannot house them anymore because they can't afford to pay the 5-star hotel rents that they were paying to house all these illegals. And the 5-star hotels have to make some money after all. So these things are just completely bursting at the seams. Now, what is Texas doing? If the federal government is not stopping them from coming across, Texas is just putting them on buses and planes and sending them to cities like Chicago and New York. Let them deal with it. And those guys are jumping up and down. So this thing has to stop. How is it going to stop? I don't know. The Republicans in the Congress are trying to impeach Biden, which I don't know if that is even worth trying. First of all, set order on the border. Order on the border. That is the most important thing that needs to be done. If you don't do this thing, people from all over the world will come in. And already there's a big caravan. They are saying close to 400,000 people are marching across Mexico. And Blinken is going to be visiting Mexico. It was supposed to be Biden, but Biden has stayed back. I think his health is deteriorating. If nobody says anything about the president's health, there was a time that the media reported even if the president had sneeze. So things have come really, really low. Our bar for presidency, the behavior of a president, the antecedents of a president has been set really low. And this is across party lines. I mean, that's a topic for a different day. But hear this. Today, if somebody legally enters United States on an H-1 visa, they have to wait up to 100 years before they get their green card. And those who come here with children of 5 years, 6 years old, and then they are still waiting for their green card. When the children turn 18, they have to go back to their country of birth. Then what happens? Family gets split because one parent has to go back to India to take care of them. And this is just one problem after the other. All these things have to be solved in a simple manner. I would say that work visas should be made more regularized, 5-year work visas, 3-year work visas, whatever you want to call it. The H1 system, the way it is currently, is not going to work. It has to be done in a slightly different way. And it needs to encompass those people who are needed for doing work in the agricultural farms or in construction business. Everything has to be regulated, because only if you do that will you be able to provide a proper lifestyle for them. If you don't do that, then things are going to burst at their seams. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.